Before they were kicking ass, they were spreading the love.
You know how I know you're gay?
How do you know I'm gay?
Because you macrameed yourself a pair of jean shorts.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 action stars who started out in rom-coms. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we'll be looking at male action stars who, while nowadays are known for their roles in more action-oriented movies, essentially started their careers finding true love in romantic comedies. Their first films don't have to be romantic comedies per se, but the genre should show up relatively early or at least prominently in the pursuit of their craft before they became closely associated with action.
What are you still doing? Get out of here. Go make yourself useful. Go be a really big brother to someone.
Number 10, Channing Tatum.
You don't scare me, John.
No? Oh, you scare me.
Breaking hearts and making us laugh seems to be this former stripper's forte. While most know him for his hysterical role in the Jump Street series, or even for his romantic side in films like Dear John and The Vow, it wasn't always this way. Before all that, he appeared alongside Amanda Bynes in the Shakespeare-inspired She's the Man.
I'm not really good at talking to girls.
That may not have been the biggest or most macho of starting points, but with a Tarantino film under his belt and a slate full of action flicks, things seem to be going pretty well for him.
Say adios to your huevos.
Number 9, Robert Downey Jr.
Kid, you alright?
Nowadays, we all know and love RDJ for breathing new life into the formerly second-tier character of Tony Stark, a marriage of role and actor that kickstarted the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But let's not forget that Mr. Downey has an extensive filmography that happens to feature plenty of rom-coms. Back in his younger years, films like The Pickup Artist saw him as a hapless, smitten con man, while Chances Are saw Downey getting complicated with both Sybil Shepherd and Mary Stuart Masterson.
Miranda!
What?
Meanwhile, 90s outings like Only You had him light up the screen with future Aunt May, Marisa Tomei.
How could you do this to me?
Because I'm in love with you!
Number 8, Chris Pine.
I'm in the CIA.
Action roles have sort of been this guy's bread and butter. Known today for films like Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit, Hell or High Water, and Unstoppable, Chris Pine has even found a place for himself in the DC Cinematic Universe.
Whoever you are in more danger than you think.
Yet before all these high-profile roles, Pine was actually most notable for his performance in less action-packed vehicles, like The Princess Diaries 2 and Just My Luck.
Is it me or did I just get lucky?
All that changed when he picked up his first phaser as the young but ever so suave Captain Kirk in the rebooted Star Trek film series, and he's been traveling at high warp ever since.
And to absent friends.
Number 7, Chris Pratt.
We're never gonna cross paths again.
He served as the wisecracking member of the Magnificent Seven, a freaking velociraptor trainer in Jurassic World, and of course, the one and only Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Star-Lord. Finally.
As you can tell, Chris Pratt knows how to mix badass with solid humor, and has done so in a lot of his most successful performances. But before he was lined up for a place in the Infinity War, he was getting caught between Kate Hudson and Anne Hathaway in Bride Wars.
Put a lot of thought into where I was going to do this. And I want to do it here.
Pratt's rom-com past also includes the likes of What's Your Number and 10 Years.
Everybody Reeves! Who wants Reeves to sing the song?
Number 6, Matthew McConaughey.
Well, tonight I see us going back to my place.
Alright. While these days, this Academy Award winner is well known for branching out into more dramatic and violence-oriented flicks, such as Killer Joe and Mud, there was a time when Matthew McConaughey was in a class of his own when it came to romantic comedies.
Oh, you are already falling in love with me.
Back in the 2000s, he was most famously in what some jokingly dub the Leaning Trilogy, consisting of How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, Failure to Launch, and Ghost of Girlfriend's Past. There's nothing wrong with them per se, but then these never got him nominated for an Oscar either.
You pulled off a great wedding.
We pulled off a great wedding.
Number 5, Ryan Gosling.
It wasn't over. It still isn't over.
He may have set hearts ablaze in The Notebook, but Hollywood's golden boy also lent himself to some highly successful rom-coms, such as Lars and the Real Girl and Crazy Stupid Love.
Can I?
You have cold hands.
He could easily have continued down this path, but as we all know, Ryan Gosling could not stay away from the grittier roles. Drive, Gangster Squad, and Only God Forgives all show that this Canadian actor is more than happy to take a punch to that oddly perfect face of his. And sometimes he even does it while making us laugh our asses off, as he did in the crime thriller, The Nice Guys.
You kidding? I think I'm invincible.
Number 4, Ryan Reynolds.
Her name's Naomi. That's I moan backwards.
Is he handsome? Undeniably. Is he funny? One of the funniest. So is it really a shock that Ryan Reynolds has had a whole plethora of rom-coms throughout his career? Granted, movies like Just Friends or The Proposal weren't exactly the finest films ever produced, and earlier attempts at action films like Blade Trinity and X-Men Origins Wolverine weren't entirely well received, but Reynolds also showed plenty of promise and charm.
Okay. People are dead.
Moving on from Green Lantern, Ryan would eventually find his groove with Safe House. Then when Deadpool came along, it pretty much solidified Ryan Reynolds' place as a smart-ass action star.
I'm touching myself tonight.
Number 3, Gerard Butler.
This is Sparta!
Who would have thought that at almost the same time we got This is Sparta, we also get the heartfelt romance that is P.S. I Love You. Well, back in the day, it seemed that for every action fest this Scottish actor threw himself into, there seemed to be a rom-com just around the corner. For every gamer, we got An Ugly Truth. For every law-abiding citizen, we had The Bounty Hunter. And for every machine gun preacher, we had Playing for Keeps. Nowadays, he seems to be mostly focusing on the action side of things, which means P.S. I Love You 2 isn't very likely.
Sorry about the house, sir.
Number 2, Chris Evans.
You know me.
Forever cemented as one of the greatest interpretations of Captain America we may ever have, Chris Evans' transformation into the first Avenger showed that he was no longer the skinny kid from Not Another Teen Movie, and was instead a born action star.
What is that, guys? There's no way she could be prom queen.
Granted, he's returned to the rom-com stage in his later career, with likes of What's Your Number and Playing It Cool. But with such incredible hits like Snowpiercer and The Winter Soldier under his belt, it's hard not to want to keep seeing him kick Nazi ass and keep the MCU safe from spacely threats.
People are gonna die, Buck. I can't let that happen.
Before we reveal our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
What is this?
You're gonna join us.
So how'd you become an officer of the law?
Oh, I'm not, I'm a student, a law student.
Puny God. To the right!
You idiot! How am I supposed to fight these things without my stuff?
Number 1, Bruce Willis.
I'm glad.
Yes, there was a time when Bruce Willis wasn't shooting his way out of a life or death situation. Before we had John McClane in the Die Hard series, there was Blind Date, a flick that had Willis's character nearly driven insane by the likes of an overly infatuated Kim Basinger. The experience was a negative one to say the least, but luckily for Willis, his career picked up and changed direction the next year with Die Hard.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Firmly placed on the action map, Willis picked up roles in Pulp Fiction, 12 Monkeys, The Jackal, and Armageddon. Safe to say, it's doubtful we'll see him back in rom-coms anytime soon.
Shut this bomb down and let us finish our job the right way.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.